All right, good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you guys are watching this video. But I want to show you this interview here in 2013. Back then, a lot of us wasn't really paying attention what these billionaires were saying, but they were actually telling the truth. It's a guy named Ken Langone. He's the founder of Home Depot. Just listen to what he said here in this interview about the stock markets, on how they were getting money from the young. And he was just being honest.
This idea that the old are prospering at the expense of the young, the idea we talked about earlier that this, nation's effectively creating a gigantic debt trap for itself. All of these things are powerful concepts, right? But if you look around, you would expect to see some evidence that we've got a problem. Yet, stocks are at a record. Corporate profits at a record. How do we explain that?
Well, stocks are at a record in good part because people want income on their investments. You're not getting much income on bonds, and that's fixed. So God forbid, when those rates turn around, they're going to lose a lot of money. With dividends, they can keep going up. Like I mentioned, Parker Hannifin, it's one of 5 companies that's got a record of 56 years of continuous dividend increases. Now, but you said we're prospering. That's a nice way.
No, the old prospering at the expense of the young.
I'm sorry, you're being polite. We are stealing from the young. We're not prospering, we're stealing. We're robbing, we're taking money out of the pockets of these young people that deserve a better future, okay? So I can, I'm not sure the exact number, but I know the trend. I think 40% of older people were in poverty 40 years ago. That number's down to 10%. Look, let's begin with the fact everybody's ox has got to be gored if we're going to fix the problem.
Everyone's.
Meaning, among other things, I may end up paying higher taxes, and that's okay.
But you would take away, for example, subsidies for oil production.
Well, ethanol. Take ethanol, for example. We're screwing up food costs, and ethanol wouldn't work if you didn't have government subsidies. Solar power. Solyndra, that great $600 million encouragement of the government picking winners and losers. I went by that building last fall. It broke my heart. Huge sign for sale. The building was 1/10 of a mile long, the face of it, 1/10 of a mile. Look, if these things can't make it in a competitive capitalistic society, they shouldn't make it. And by the way, we all got to play with the same rules. So all these companies that are getting subsidies, depreciation and all this other, maybe we have to look at it all and say, okay, guys, we're going to fix it. Everybody's going to throw skin in the game. But understand one thing. You either take taxes from people who earn money, and if you think that's not high enough, you can go to wherever you want. The one thing I know about the 1%ers like me, there's a limit. What's the limit? 100% of my income. If you tax me 100%, I'm done. Unless you say, okay, he's got no income, now let's go after his assets. We may get there. But the only way the government meets its bills is the way you and I do. We pay somebody money. The money either comes from taxes or other activities like revenues and fees and stuff, or a willing and compliant Fed saying, how many bonds you got? $1 billion? Turn the presses on, give us $1 billion worth of currency. Here it is. This is simple stuff.
But that's
My problem with the Krugmans of the world is they're brilliant. They just may be too brilliant. Okay, I don't take a thing away from his intellect. But this is simple stuff. Losing weight is not a very scientific endeavor. It's simple. You consume less calories than you burn, and you lose weight. You consume more calories than you burn, you gain weight. So let's stop this crap with all of these highfalutin thoughts and ideas. You know what happens to people? They glaze over. I don't understand what the hell he's saying.
Okay, we're going to fast forward to October the 16th, 2016, before the election between Trump and Hillary. But you need to really pay close attention. This was right before the election. And I'm going to pause between certain things, and so you can pay close attention to what these 1%ers or billionaires are saying.
Some people might say we have a wealthy businessman running for president of the United States. Is he a great role model?
As good as Hillary. Okay, that's our choice. That's our choice. Certainly as good as Hillary. She's had more controversy around her life for a longer period of time.
I'm just talking about Donald Trump as a wealthy businessman.
See,
Is he the kind of businessman that you want presented to the world for young people to look at and to look up to?
This is a contest between two undesirable candidates.
Exactly right.
Two undesirable candidates. And I personally, anyone who mocks a handicapped person, okay, which he did with the New York Times reporter, or somebody says that John McCain isn't a hero,
Right.
I could not bring myself to vote for that person. President Obama successfully made Romney's success a liability. Now we get a guy stands up in front of the camera and says, I'm richer than you think. He's not, by the way, and the public is eating it up.
Wait, you don't believe Donald Trump is worth $10 billion?
No.
Do you believe Donald Trump's worth $10 billion?
No, but let me make
None of you do?
Let me make a point here. Okay, Hillary Clinton, con man. She's rich. He's rich. He worked, and she got money from
making speeches.
foreign countries, everything. And she may be worth more than Donald Trump.
Make sure you pay close attention to this quote.
Harry Truman said that if you go into politics and you leave rich, you're not honest. The idea of this Clinton initiative of taking money from heads of states when the wife is Secretary of State is just unsavory.
Of course, I have to ask you the question of who you're going to vote for.
I am not pleased with either candidate. I'm a registered independent. I don't think I could bring myself to vote for Donald Trump, and the question is what I do about Hillary, and I don't know. I may waste my vote and vote for either Alfred E. Newman or Mitt Romney on the right.
Really don't.
So are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
Hold it. Let me tell you what's missed. This is not about Trump. This is the American people using Trump as a token
That's exactly
to
right.
express their anger and disgust with the system, okay? With the media, because you're all part of this thing. Guess what? If Trump comes in and brings a lot of cowboys, and cowboys meaning people who have not been around down there, the lobbyists and stuff, game changes. What's good about this election? It's like dealing with a drunk. We're getting near bottom. Maybe not this time, but by the next time we will, whether it's Trump or Hillary.
So are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, listen very carefully. Who is the we that Pickens is referring to?
Would we have picked Donald Trump? Probably not. But the system allowed that to happen.
Right.
Carl Icahn, who's a friend of yours, and Carl's a very smart guy, he said, Boone, you and I both want change. He said there's only one out of the bunch that will provide change. He said, now, if he gets it, we're going to get change. Boone, I'm not sure that you and I are both going to like the change we get.
But we're going to get change.
But we're going to get change.
One of the most highly respected businessmen in the world is Warren Buffett. When he makes investments like he did in GE or someplace, what did he do? He got preferred stock. Now, do you know why he got preferred stock instead of bonds? Because it's 85% tax-free. Does Berkshire Hathaway pay dividends? No. You don't want to know why? Because Buffett thinks it's very inefficient. Saves a lot of money. If I pay dividends, I pay the taxes of the corporation, and then when I give you the dividend, you pay another tax.
So it's double tax.
But no, he avoids it. He
else.
avoids it. The point I'm making is we all do it. You don't think Hillary and Bill didn't take advantage of what write-offs or what deductions they could use? Come on.
I called Warren Buffett up and I said, Warren, you're talking all about the rich people got to pay more. I accept that. I believe in progressive income tax structure. What do you got in mind? And his answer, at least I respect the fact, he gave an answer. The politicians don't give you an answer.
What was his answer?
What is the
His answer was if you make over $1 million a year, 35%. If you make over $5 million, 40%. Guess what? Unless you're already past that between Obamacare, 39.6%, federal income tax, Social Security tax, inheritance tax, state income tax. You're already past that.
How much should the wealthiest Americans pay in tax?
I take Warren Buffett's number. 40%. I'm happy to give 40% of my income to the government. I think that sounds like a reasonable number to me.
Is that reasonable to you?
Okay, let me tell you.
You're deflecting.
I'm going to answer. But after I was 70 years old, 70 to 88, 18 years, I have paid $675 million in taxes. Okay, and that's it. That's a fact. I have paid that, but I haven't paid any taxes in the last 3 years.
See this?
Why? Because I had losses in 08 and 09, and I'm still working off my losses.
You want to fix America's problems? Term limits.
Do what?
Term limits.
Term limits.
Yeah.
No, but let me tell you why. You want to know a real disgrace? Not the taxes I pay. My wife and I get $4,000 a month from the government. That is an absolute disgrace.
You're talking about Social Security.
I shouldn't get it. But the politicians haven't got the guts to say to me, you won, you don't need it, you don't get it. And you know why? Because they want to get reelected. And if Hillary thinks that she wins, let's say she gets 52%, ask yourself, if Trump was as bad as you say he is, what's the message in him getting 48%?
Where was the message that she had such a great difficulty in running against a socialist? I mean, really,
Right.
Bernie Sanders gave her a
That's
run for
another
her money,
example.
and he's a socialist.